of you who don't know, music theory has a lot of numbers, okay? There's a 4th in there that's actually an 11th. There's a 2 in there that's actually a 9. And if you don't think about it and process it all quickly with all the formulas as you're composing, I just knew in my head that I would have to come back the next year and repeat it. Yeah. Okay, so this had all happened in 2018, and this is just a backstory to get you to understand what had happened for me to be in the position I was in 2019. So 2019, February comes, I leave home, I go back to uni. I told my parents I need to go and complete that module, which I didn't complete because I was sick, you know, and I couldn't get a hold of the lecturer. She had gone, she had left. I couldn't complete those in-class assessments I had to have done. And this is one final push in order for me to qualify. Okay? That's what I thought. So now, this is where it gets interesting. See, what had happened was this lecturer that taught the one continuous assessment module was only employed by the university during the 2nd semester, and so they told me in order to redo this module you have to wait for 2nd semester. Like, there's nothing you can do now, you're here now, but there's nothing you can do, you just have to wait for 2nd semester, do your module, and then you'll be able to graduate. So I'm sitting there, but there's like a junior secretary and like a more senior secretary. So at this point I'm in the senior secretary's office, and she's the one advising me of this. Like, there's nothing you can do, ma'am. You have to wait for 2nd semester. So I don't know what gave her a hunch about me, you know. She decides to look through my entire school record. So as she's looking through my record and everything, she's like, honey, you were getting good grades. I mean, it's so unfortunate that you were so close to graduating, but not close enough. Like, it's so unfortunate. So she's looking through my records, flipping through my records. And then she says to me, but wait a minute here. In 2nd year, there's a module that you failed, honey. Isn't that true? I'm like, no. I have never had to redo any more. I've never failed a module before. So she's like, but right here, like, it says fail, like you don't have a mark for this ensemble module. So I'm like, wait, what?
I don't understand.
I did ensemble module in year 2 and I had a mark for it. I passed. And so
I don't understand.
This is where the whole story then like
Reroute, redirect.
So now she explains. She says, the whole reason why we advised you to take this continuous assessment module in year 3 is because you didn't have enough credits from year 2. So if you claim that you did this module and passed it, then you would have enough credits to qualify to graduate. I'm like, for real? Because I know I did that module, but it's just not showing in the system, in their system. On my report, funny enough, it was showing through. So the process began for the turnaround, honey. So let me tell you. Now, ensemble module is a module whereby you have to perform music with other instrumentalists so that you are able to apply the techniques of harmony. You don't get thrown off. And so that was the basis of that module. It was to ascertain that you have a good enough ear to hear what you're supposed to be singing. If your tone is wrong and you need to change your note or whatever is happening, you need to adjust and correct. The music needs to sound correct with you and other people. So I had to find the number of this lecturer because she had just resigned like at the end of the previous year. So I explained to my lecturer the predicament I'm in and how my mark for ensemble is not in the university's system. And she says that's ridiculous. So they had to go back and find it. You know, she communicated with the secretary of the music department and said, hey, I sent you this email on da-da-da-da date. Did you not receive it because it had Trè-cee's mark? apparently there isn't a mark for her in the uni system. Like, how is that possible? So the secretary had to go back and check her records. I don't know why that email was not opened. Like, she totally missed that email, and that's why the university did not have my mark for that module. So just like that, all of a sudden I qualified to graduate. So now what had to happen, once I found out that I did have a mark, and this didn't happen within a day, y'all. Like, I left Nadima's office that day, and then I had to find my lecturer's number that had done the ensemble module with me. And I think the first day I tried to call her, it didn't go through. I'm panicking, I'm praying, I'm like, oh please, let this be what I know that it is, because I know I have a mark for this. Like, I'm praying and hoping and wishing and just, woo! I was ready to redo the module if I had to, because I want to earn, you know, whatever it is I need to earn to qualify. But at the same time, if I've already put in the work and I qualify to graduate,
you know what? I can't do this. I can't do this.
I'm not gonna be here for another year.
I can't do this. I can't!
To retake a module in second semester, you know. So I'm praying, I'm hoping, and then I think was it the second or third day I finally get through to my lecturer, and that's when she told me she did have a mark indeed for me, like I knew she did. And then they got through to the secretary of the music department. She went through her emails, she found the mark, and so now once that happened, once that was established, this case had to be taken through to the FMC. It's just it's a formality that has to happen. Like, if someone thought they weren't going to graduate for whatever reason and now they qualify to graduate, they have to review the case to make sure there's no fraudulent, no one is lying. They have to look at the reasons, what happened for this person to be said to now all of a sudden be able to graduate, what made them qualify. So it has to go through a board, y'all. I cannot make this up. I'm not lying. And also this ensemble mark that was missing, I'll put like all the receipts. So I had to pause the video and give you guys the receipts. Right at the top of this receipt, highlighted in a blue oval, student information access system. This is the information and the records that I had access to as a student. And now in the darker blue rectangle, it says subject code MESV 201 ensemble, and next to it, what is the result? It says pass. Exactly. Now on to the next receipt. This is the record that the university had for me. Now again, in the dark blue rectangle, it says ensemble. What is the code? MESV 201. So we're talking about exactly the same module. And next to it, what does it say? Final mark result 0. Fail. Now, even if you fail a class, if you actually wrote the exam or you did a practical for the exam, they would have a mark for you. Maybe you failed, but you had a 15%. You had a mark for attendance. Maybe that would have been a 10%. Altogether, you would have 25%, and that would have been a fail. It doesn't make any sense. I can't have connived with my lecturer to give me a mark out of nowhere, because as I said, that module was an ensemble module. Like, everyone was there, we all performed together, so it's a mark that I got with everyone. If I failed, they all failed, because it means our ensemble piece failed. And since they all passed, you know, they can all attest to the fact that, yeah, she passed this module with us. So there's no way I could have made this up. There's no way I could have connived with my lecturer. A lot of participants saw, witnessed. It's like a group project. Once they had found the mark, it had to go through the FMC board as a formality for review. So the graduation date was fast approaching. I'm communicating with the head of department and the senior secretary of the music department, like, has the FMC board, you know, gone through my case? And she says, if they don't get to this meeting before your graduation date, you will have to graduate in November. So again, I'm praying, I'm like, God, oh God, I don't want to have to wait until November. Like, please, can you do something? Can you, you know? And I think it happened like 2 days. The FMC board met, they approved my case. It was me and another student who was an honor student. So they reviewed both our cases and we both came out clean. I said, if God don't do it, it won't get done. If God don't do it, I said, I cannot believe my eyes. You know the devil tried it. He tried to hide my mark, okay? He tried to hide my mark within that system. But it did not work, okay? Okay, because God flushed that system, okay? Flush, okay? He put... So I know that the devil tried it. But glory be to God. He said, even if it looks like the ocean is closed, the Red Sea, honey, has no space for me to go through. He said, Red Sea parts. Okay, we're gonna walk on that dry ground. And so I know some of you are going to say, well, that's not God. That's not a miracle. You passed the module in year 2. And so it was a matter of retrieving your mark. You did the work, you passed. Where's the miracle? But here's the thing. I didn't know all along that in the uni system, that mark was absent. And that senior secretary, she didn't have to go through my record to find that out, that there was something missing. So I say it is a miracle or it was of God, because she had a hunch. She found that there was a missing mark. She's like, but hey, you say you're a good student, you've been diligent, you've never had to retake a class before, but then like, how come here in year 2 it says you failed and you never went back and redid it? So that's why you need to go back and do this. And then I said, but no, ma'am. To my knowledge, I've never received a fail mark. Like, this is wrong. Let me see it. And then that's how my quest for my mark began. I had to find that mark, okay? I had to bring that mark into the uni system. And so that's why I'm saying, for me, it was definitely God that did that for me, because had it been left unnoticed, I was unaware that the uni did not have that mark for me. If it went unchecked, I would have redid that 3rd year module in 2nd semester of 2019. But you know what the Lord said? He said, honey, you think you're going to register. You think you're going to redo that course, but I got it covered in your past already. You already did the work. Woo! I mean, woo! Do you not feel that?
Fire from the mountain, gentlemen. Fire from the mountain. Deep.
So that's why I definitely consider it to be a miracle and of God. It wasn't a natural thing. She had initially dismissed my case and said, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do to help you. I wish I could, but yeah, that's how it works. Sorry, kid. And then she looked at me and said, nah, but no, man, let's just review this case. Let's just see something. Let's see something. And that's what helped me. The word tells us in Revelations that they overcame by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony, okay? Our testimonies help each other to overcome, to stay encouraged. I hope this story is going to help you pull through. Just when you think it's not going to work this time, I have to listen. Just when you think you haven't made it, God is going to open a door that says, actually, you did. God is going to open a door and say, actually, my son, my daughter is going to go through. You didn't think, but now I approve. Nobody else's opinion matters. I approve. And when God approves, it was so fortunate for me that my parents were able to come. We had the graduation ceremony. My family had never been out to PE. It was their first time. The views, honey, the coastal air, like, ooh, it is such a beautiful place. And they had a good time. I'm really thankful that it was realized in time. The mishap that was in the system. Like, y'all got it wrong, lying on me. Why trying to lie on me? I couldn't have known that there was an error in the system. The senior secretary, she didn't have to check my record. If you ever had any problems that were bigger than the music department in itself, there was almost always a queue. Nadima could have said to me, honey, I'm sorry, I have a queue of other students to see, so you're wasting my time, girl, bye. If she was some grumpy person who did not enjoy what she did and was just keen to get me out of her office that day, that would not have happened. I would not be sitting here telling you the story. So this goes all the way down to who you employ. But bottom line, God had the right people lined up for this to have happened. I was not supposed to graduate. Things were not supposed to line up. But you know what? God said, I already fixed it. Even before you knew that you would need it, it was done. Woo! If that ain't a word for somebody, if that ain't a word, woo! I don't know. I just don't know about you. I don't know if there's anything we can do or say to help you. So that's my little rambling for the day. Thank you so much for joining me. And I hope I'll be able to give you guys more testimonies, more stories. I hope you subscribed. I hope you liked this video. Give me a thumbs up. Leave me some comments. DTRT, 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 DTRT.